Hey Golf Club, and welcome back to my weekly update for my regulars and also about for those who may be joining for the first time. I just go through what I have been doing in Path of Exile. My main game is Path of Exile, and I just go through what I've been up to during the week in PoE. However, this week has been mainly focused on the continuing Diablo 3 season. I've almost completed my seasonal objectives. There's 2 more things I need to do, but I have spent the vast majority of my time this week in Diablo 3. However, over the last couple of days I've split my day. In the morning I do my Diablo 3, have lunch, do some chores, do some exercise, and then in the afternoon I play some Path of Exile. So what have I been up to? Let's go through the different I can't think what they're called now. Different league variations. I haven't done any more of my HC SSF progress. I'm trying to get to level 90 and get all 4 of the labyrinth trials that give ascendancy points done in HC SSF. This is my 3rd attempt. The first attempt I got to Act 6. I was so tired I fell asleep and died. Attempt number 2 I got up to level 82 and I became slightly overconfident and relaxed, and the rip clip is on my YouTube, and so we're at number 3 now. This is a Juggernaut Righteous Fire build based on Pox's Jug RF guide, which you can find on his channel and website, etc. So I haven't logged in here or touched this in many weeks. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and get this done, but it's just been really hard. I haven't logged into non-league or perma standard since Diablo 3 has been out, so nothing has changed here. I do a lot of testing in SSF standard, and one of the things that annoys me is you get into the thing and you have to sort all your stash tabs out. So what I have done is I've created a Templar. Templars are my favourite class, really. I just like the way because most of the time it's armor and energy shield based. So I've created this character. Literally all it's doing is holding my stash tab setup. So I've organised all my stash tabs. I have over 60 stash tabs, and I've organised them all so when I'm doing my testing I don't have to keep on doing it. As you can see, it's not got anything on there. There's nothing in the bank, there's nothing on the character. It's just some stuff I picked up from killing the boss at the gates, and then I've just MTX'd him a bit just to make him look pretty. So that's that. Excuse me. I have done a lot of play in Sanctum. I haven't done any Endless Heist, Baby Endless Heist. This character is used for generating currency on my Scion Cold Blade Vortex character. But again, I haven't logged into this character since the D3 season has started. So it has been mainly on the Scion. So let's just pop in here. There we go. I haven't gone D and Do Not Disturb. I'm desperate for currency, so I've got all my trades up and running, and I've put all my unique tab up for sale as well. So hopefully I might get some trades in. Speaking of trades, I did manage to sell a few items last night while I was playing. I managed to get 3 Divination Orbs. I used one to buy a unique I'm missing. What I'm attempting to do is get what's called the Gold Border Challenge, which is 1 stack of every divination card at max without turning them in standard. Some of these cards have been brought because they're either drop disabled or they drop only from bosses and are therefore very rare from stacked decks. I can't do bosses, and if they're drop disabled, well, I can't get them anyway, so I have to buy them. I've got a couple of items I've been saving for this video here, so we'll just hand those in now. Start with the divination card set. Boom. Oh. And what level 20 20 quality gem do we get? Rage Vortex. Oh well, that's a bit useless. Right, let's just put that card in there. Do we get a set? No, we don't. Right, let's just vendor this. There we go. So I've been doing that. I've was attempting to get 19 challenges to get my totem piece again. I've got most of them until they redid the challenges. I started in Betrayal and I've got most of the trophies, at least the first part of every league from Betrayal all the way through. Until they changed the challenges, and then I just gave up because the challenges to me seemed too hard. Looked over the challenges and they're not exactly hard, they're just grindy. So I attempted to get them done this league. However, because I made some very poor decisions when I started playing the league 2 weeks after the launch, I wasted over rough estimate 15 divines on 7 different builds, all of which failed to get into T16s. Some of them didn't even make it into red maps. Some of them couldn't even do an alt yellow map. It's all my fault. I accept that now. If you go look at some of my past videos in Sanctum, you'll see the progress I've done and the builds I chose and the reasons they were abandoned. And then I came up with this build, and I'm really enjoying it. I have wasted about 5 to 10 divines testing out different variations, buying different gear, changing the tree, changing the gear, changing cluster jewels. I've wasted so much currency this league, it's unbelievable. However, this is where we're sat with the build right now, and I'm just going to go through it. This isn't a build overview, it's just telling you how I've put this Scion Blade Vortex character together. None of the good gear is optimized, it's all just random kind of stuff I've got just to hit certain targets. So other than this one, obviously we've got the replica Here is Truth, so our hatred has a 100 mana res efficiency. We ignore the bow attacks because we're not using bows. We've got the 30 crit multi and we've got the level 22 hatred skill, which gives us our hatred. Now normally you would team this up. You wouldn't use the hatred skill from the amulet, you'd lose a hatred gem and then put that in a 4-link with 2 other 50% auras and an enlighten. I can't afford an enlighten level 3 at the moment, so I'm using the one from the amulet. This also gives me a lot of decks, which is build starves for, and we've got the charisma on there, and I found a critical essence. Not an essence, a critical catalyst, so I've popped that on there. Yay! I'm hoping to find some more or generate enough currency to buy them, but they're currently 10c per one, which for me is too expensive. I'll wait, I'll grind them out or not, as the case may be. I've had this shield for ages. This shield cost me, I think it was about 45c, many long time ago in the league. This did house shield charge, but I hate shield charge on this build, so I got rid of it. I took shield charge out. I've got rolled a quicksilver flask with some movement speed and increased duration. They're not that great tiers, tier 5 and tier 3 respectively, but it'll do. I'm not worried about going fast this late into the league. I just want to do I just want to play PoE at the level I'm playing with the investment I have. That's it really. In the shield we've got a low level precision, a low level vitality and a defiance banner. We've got this ring I picked up. I can't remember how much it cost. Most of this gear was brought weeks ago in the league, so apologies, I just don't know how much it cost. We've got the -7 to total mana cost there. The other ring on the other side is pretty much similar, and you know, again, it's just I got the ring to cover the resists, life and energy shield. At the time I brought these rings I was using EB, so my energy shield was over here and I was using that to cast my cost. That's now gone, so you know, whatever. We've got a 6-link, relatively okay lore weave on. It's a transitional piece, it's supposed to be a rare, but again I'm not putting any more currency into this build, so we are mid-tier investment, I think, on my POB for this build with using the 6-link lore weave. So, and in here we've got the Blade Vortex, the Vile Blade Vortex. That is done by Supported by is the right words. Inspiration, Unleash, Cold Pen, Power Charge on crit, and increased crit damage. Down in the boots, again, these aren't. Most of this gear is suboptimal, as I said, so I'm not going to mention how bad or good the gear is now. The disclaimer's already there. In the boots, we've got our Anomalous Zealotry, Determination, Herald of Ice, and Herald of Purity. Our belt has got the Strength, which was the main requirement, and open suffix to try and get some Chaos Res with some life. Anything else is just a bonus. Gloves, we've actually used some exotic currency we found and managed to get the 2 implicits what we wanted. 10% physical damage compared to cold damage, and Herald of Ice buff effect. It's also got some attack speed, life, and the resistances we needed at the time. I've crafted on there the +1 AoE and 10% AoE for our Vortex with Unbound Ailments, Bone Chill, and Hypothermia. In the Scepter, we've got +1 all physical spell guild gems for our Blade Vortex, plus crit and some lightning damage, some spell damage, and then we've crafted Global Crit. And this houses our casting damage taken, Molten Shell, and Life Tap. Now the Life Tap is in there because we were EB, but I should be taking it out and putting an increased duration in there. I just haven't got around to it, and whatever. Part of one of the challenges was to use a Crusader Exalted Orb, so I went on trade, found whichever one was cheapest, which was the Redeemer, and I thwacked it on the helm. And we ended up hitting 10% increased minor efficiency of skills using the Redeemer Orb. So, and T1 at max rolled. Yep, I slammed it. Awesome. Other than that, again, this was brought from trade many weeks ago. Crafted the life on there. It's just been sat there until last night, about 12 hours ago. I hit it with the Redeemer Orb, got the challenge, and hit the mana res. So I was really happy about that. And in here, we've got our Frostblink, Assassin's Mark, Life Tap, and Mark on Hit. The secondary weapons are holding gems I'm leveling for my gem collection. As a side note, in standard, I'm attempting to collect every single gem in the game at max level, 20% quality, excluding corruptions. So they're just housing some gems I'm leveling up for that purpose. My other flasks, we've got a life flask here, more recovery if you use to live life laugh, and a horrible bleed immunity, but it is what it is. We've got our automated anti-ignite granite flask, automated anti-freeze diamond flask, and finally our automated immunity to shock onslaught flask. Let's go have a drink. As for our relic, this is the only sanctified relic I found, because I haven't done a lot of Sanctum, actual League mechanic Sanctum, and we're using it for the lightning damage to spells. We're ignoring the cold resist. I'm absolutely 100% capped without that cold resist, and I intend to keep it that way. But again, probably not looking at any gear changes. Our passive tree, which has changed so many times since I've been playing with this build. We've got the Scion, we've taken Inquisitor, and we've taken Slayer, and then we've taken the Dex node here and the extra passive point here. And then we've come through here for Shaper. We've got the skill effectuation with more skill. We've got the Ash, Frost and Storm with elemental resists, although that could be taken off and probably go for 40% increased effect of non-damage elements. We've come along here for Arcanist Dominion and all of the Heart and Soul 3 nodes. We've got a random rare jewel in here for AoE damage. We've picked up the quick recovery wheel. We've come down for discipline training, retribution, light of divinity, holy dominion, down to devotion and increased life with reduced life recovery. Round, we've got another rare jewel in there, global fizz, global crit and increased attack and cast speed. Round for the +1 max charge. We've got the full sovereignty wheel minus the actual 6% increased non-curse effect. We've taken 1 dot and then the actual purity of flesh node just to pick up some chaos res. Excuse me. I've got 2 points I need to respect there. They shouldn't be there. Let's just do that right now. There we go. And we'll put them up here in the mana to head for our next cluster jewel. There we go. So we've also got Crawl Prep Wheel here with the 50% max life. We've got the Disciple of the Forbidden Wheel with a charge mastery. That needs to be changed and taken out. There's no point doing that until I get another cluster jewel. We've come up this way to get Heart of Ice and 40% fizz damage to cold convert. We've got Presage for the Herald buffs and 8% increased damage for each aura or Herald skills, which is why we've sneaked in a low level vitality and a low level position, not for the actual auras, but for the fact that is 8% and another 8% damage increase. So we've got the full influence wheel with auras from skills have 10% increased effect on you, and then we've come down for the full written in blood. As for the cluster jewel, we picked up a blast freeze, corrosive elements, widespread destruction. We actually only take blast freeze and corrosive elements. This is not the correct jewel, it was just the cheapest one on hand that I needed at the time. We've got a mana reservation for discipline here. It's not a very good one, it's just sort of some chaos res and some strength on it. We've got a 10% increased damage while affected by Herald cluster jewel with Purposeful Harbinger, some life and chaos res, and attack / cast speed. We've taken all 4 nodes in here just because of the chaos res and the life, plus the Purposeful Harbinger itself, and that's led us into a mana res of 3 passive mana reservation node for Zealotry, and on there we've got some armor, regen, and dex, and that's it. That's the passive tree and the gear and gems. Other news, we haven't found any full stacks of divination cards to take over. We found a perfectly rolled Sign of the Sin Eater for our unique collection. Yes, I'm also collecting all of the uniques in the game. Some have been brought because they're boss drops, and again, I can't do bosses because of my medical conditions. Most of them have been found by myself. We did find a Wilmer's Requital. I may have brought that. I honestly don't remember. I've had it so long. So we've got that one for our unique collection. Let me just bring up my stash record. Going into my folders, open the stash record, remove personal information. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to bring up my spreadsheet and we'll go through the uniques we've obtained. They're all there, you can see them all there. It's easier to go through here. So we've got the Wilmer's Requital. I'm pretty sure I brought that from trade because I needed it for one of the builds that I was playing earlier in the league. We brought Replica Duskstorm because the price of that was 6 divines and it dropped to below 1 divine, so I snapped it up. Oh, these prices are standard softcore prices. We got our Black Flame from our rituals. We were running rituals at a point, so we got our Black Flame, so I'm really impressed we got that. We found a Grand Spectrum Mini and Crit Jewel. We brought Cloak of Tom Isley because again it has been so highly priced. As I said, 20 divines, and that's not even for a well rolled one or 6-socketed. It is just 20 divines for the actual item. And again I picked this up for about 75c. And the last one was Slave Driver's Hands. I have been running Alva for the last few days trying to get the challenge done for Alva. And I still haven't got a T3 trap room in the thing, despite best efforts. I kept on getting level 2s. It would not bump to level 3, and it would not be anywhere near the one that upgrades all the rooms. So I was very frustrated. So when I sold my 6-link tri-ellie bow, I brought slave driver's hands from trade because I'm fed up of trying to get one. So I don't care. I brought it. I didn't set out to start the unique collection, the all for one challenge, if you like. So a lot of the uniques I have in my possession in my standard tab have been brought because when I first started playing Path of Exile, I don't know any better. I started in softcore trade, and I've just been collecting uniques over the thing. And I got to a stage where I was like, I'm missing. How many uniques am I missing? And it was about 60. I was like, well, might as well collect them. So this is where the list is coming to play. So as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to come off our target of 45. That brings it down to 39. 2 of them are drop disabled, which is broadstroke quiver. I can only get that in standard, and that, as you can see, is 30 divines. And then replica forbidden Shaco again is drop disabled. Legacy, that's 100 divines currently. The other unique we picked up is Tukahama's Fortress replica. Now in softcore trade standard, this goes for a mirror. It has been so rare and so good for so long. I've not seen any patch notes that changed it. However, in Sanctum League, I've brought one for 45 chaos. I have done, by this point I must have done at least 5,000 plus blueprints looking for this thing, and I haven't found one. So for that amount of chaos, I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy one, because otherwise it's just going to take me ages. I have no idea why it's become so cheap. Even in past leagues, this shield has gone for multiple divines. But when I looked, once I got the replica Dustdawn, I think it was the one I brought, and no, the Cloak of Tom Owsley, sorry. Once I saw the cost of that, I started looking at the other replicas I needed, specifically Tukahama's Fortress, and realised how cheap it was. I just brought it. There was no way I wasn't going to buy it at that cheap price. So this is, as I said, this is the Divination card collection. We're still missing 104 sets. 103 if you ignore the Iron Bard, which is drop disabled. I've got 5 of them. I had 3 before it got drop disabled, and I've brought 2 in softcore standard since then, so I'm just needing 4 left. They go for anywhere from 2 to 10 divines per card because they're drop disabled. So I'm hoping to finish off that set at some point. And then it's just all the other ones, which I'm slowly gathering over a period of time, mainly through stacked decks. But yeah, it's getting there, you know. And this is the gem collection I was talking about. All varieties, there are 1,400 gems currently in the game, excluding, have I put them in? Oh, I have put them in, including the gems that were released in 3.20. Currently I have 254 at max level, 20% quality, that have not been corrupted. There are only one gem I want that is corrupted, which is, where is it? Let me just find it. Come on, Graph, where is it? Item quantity, I'd love to be able to get hold of one of those because they're drop disabled. Ever since I've been playing the game, I've always wanted to get hold of one. And there's another one. Vile Breach. I've always wanted a Vile Breach. Ever since I started watching Zizarin all those years ago, about 3.5 years ago, I started watching Ziz. And he used Vile Breach in most of his builds back then. And I wanted one, and I've never had one. So, yeah. That's the only corrupted gem that's going to be in my collection, is a Vile Breach when I get one. But I do want it to be 20% quality, and they're quite expensive. So that's where we are with the collections, the builds, and what I've been doing in PoE for the last few days. Over the next week there'll be a lot of PoE play. I'm hoping also to get back to do some live streams. I was going to do one today, but we've got some sickness in the family at home, so I won't be streaming. This video is going to go up on the same day of recording. That's the 4th of March. It's currently just before 10 AM local time. As you can see here, that's GMT 0. So hopefully you'll enjoy this video. Like if you want to, I honestly don't mind. I am medically retired, I'm on state funds, I cannot earn any IRL money from my YouTube. I just like doing videos. Specifically, I love doing Heist. Heist is my favourite mechanic. My channel is mostly dedicated to Heist with these weekly update videos and some build guides as well. So I'll continue doing Heist, concentrating on Heist when there's any new Heist information, Heist builds, etc. Hope you have a great weekend. See you in the next one. Stay safe in Rogue Harbour.